Hello, and welcome to the very long-awaited third installment of the Geometry Dash Guide series. This time, as promised, we are doing Crazy 3, and let's get into the guide. Okay, so first you come out of this ship part. It launches you automatically, so you don't have to press anything. You don't have to start pressing anything around this middle area where it opens up a bit. And here you just start straight flying. These come and close in on you. It's not too hard. You just have to straight fly through that. And then you just weave your way up this corridor. And then here comes the first not entirely skill-based part, where you go through here. It's kind of synced with the music. So you hold up here, then like one big hold there, and then big hold there. It's really weird to explain that right now, as you can tell, since I stuttered a lot through that. But with the music sync in the actual level, it actually helps. One thing that I should mention is that the music sync in this level is pretty good. So if you don't know what to do a lot of the time, you can just rely on that to figure out how to do a part. So this is back to the easily sight-readable ship corridor gameplay. You make it through the infamous monster, and then you go into the mini part. This part, you have to go, that, as you can tell, since that has a skull in it, I haven't actually noticed that before, and since there's the slight outline of a yellow portal, you need to go down. Here you can just kind of straighten yourself out a little bit, but you don't have to do any, like, straight, like, 45-degree angle straight flying here. And then you can just go through the top one. It's not that bad. And then you make it onto the next part. And here, so this dash orb is kind of weird because these spikes seem to be in similar locations because they all, well, compared to the dash orb, because they are. But I feel like it is much better to press that a lot earlier. Let's see what I actually do in the clip. Yeah, I do that and then I bump up, but if you do it a bit late, then you will generally die to this spike here, not this one. I don't know why, maybe there's a fixed hitbox there, I have no idea. This part is pretty fast, but with enough practice you just have to sort of memorize what to do, but not most of the time. You can just sight read it. You hit that orb, and then here comes the ship part. This part, pretty straightforward. You get to the blue portal, instead of straight flying your way through, since this comes down, you have to fall a little bit, and then you can make it through. Now this robot part, you have to jump pretty much immediately, but not really. That doesn't look immediate, but of course this is 4 times faster than this. So you make it up, hit that orb, and then comes the spider part. This is synced with the music a bit, but even if it wasn't, it's not that bad. Then in the ship, straight fly, since it's fast enough, you only need to click 2 times to make it through there. Back to music sync, that does sync with the music. And you jump, hit this orb. Most of the orbs in this section are buffer clicks, so there's no timing. This UFO part, you jump once into the yellow portal, twice into the blue portal, and then you jump once into each other individual portal after that. And then this spider part is probably the hardest part thus far in the level, where, I mean, you can sort of depend on music sync, but not really. So I would say just trust your eyes and tap when it makes sense. It is a bit faster than you think. Here, it's just a spam part. The spikes do fall down, but like, as you can see here, you have plenty of space to work with when you're spamming through that area. And then you make it to the Q part. The simple double spike, you can actually see this. What you can't see is this dash orb. So believe it or not, there's a dash orb up here. So when you hit this, you want to start buffering that click, and then you'll shoot down. What I did earlier when I was like first practicing the level is I would like tap that slightly, and then it would let go around here. And what would happen is that the way Geometry Dash works is if you let go in a dash orb, you'll get sort of flung this way, and then you'll land in these spikes, and that's not good. So what you want to do is hold your dash orb all the way onto this platform. You won't die, you'll be fine. And then you jump, hit that green orb, that's a buffer click so you don't die to that. And then this wave part is really tricky, but the best way to do it is, again, back to the music sync. I found the most consistent way was to click with the music at that point goes da 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 or something like that. So you just click through that. Obviously hold longer than you're letting go. And also if you realize that you're too close to the bottom, obviously use your judgment. Hold a little bit more than you think is necessary if you're that close to the bottom. And yeah, also this is a series of wave portals in here, so the barriers move down alongside you. Don't get shocked by that. If you practice level enough, you should get used to that. Another point I need to make about this wave corridor is this blue portal. So if you're like here, let go, the blue portal will catch you. Because if you like don't let go, then sometimes you'll be up here. I feel like you'd survive if you're as far down as I am, but sometimes you'd end up here, and you'd hold and land and go into there because this blue portal is like an entire space to the left of the cube portal. So be cautious of that. This part, pretty simple. If you jump here, most of the time you can hold and make it past this part. Sometimes you jump a little early there, and there you have to actually time that jump. Just be aware of both possibilities because they will happen. So here is the spider part. You have these first two inputs are pretty straightforward, but this cube part, I don't know, when I was first learning the level that input seemed to have come a lot faster than I first anticipated. So you're gonna want to. It's pretty straightforward with the spider behind it. You just want to click 3 times with the same delay in between each input, pretty much, and you should be able to make it through. Here you don't hold. I'm not sure if there are J blocks there. I don't think so. So I haven't tested it. You just hit that lightly, and then you can fall. Time that. Sometimes you'll die to these spikes and it's annoying. Now here comes a pretty difficult part. So this UFO, obviously you see no gameplay there, but then boom, there's gameplay, and it's really hard to sight read because like obviously this is 3-speed, and you can't see until around here, and that's like 1 block before you have to input. So I guess just practice this part until you realize exactly when to press the button. I don't really have any tips for that. It's synced a little bit with the music, and obviously you can see these spikes if you have quick enough reflexes. And you jump. Also, there's this spike here, so this part is really tight. I don't know, this part is so much harder than the rest of the level, it's so dumb. But after this, you're pretty much fine. So what you want to do is start tapping here. You have to tap 4 times, 2 to get into here, and 2 to get onto that slope. Just like so. And then you make it to the next part of what in my opinion is the most difficult part of the level. So you have this short auto section with the black screen, then you make it here. And then there's this really weird ship part. The reason it's so hard is because obviously this is 4-speed, it's really flashy, and as you can see there's a ton of stuff going on. What I need to do is go down here, and then get into this portal. You don't want to go on the top because then you'll probably die here. You want to go closer to the bottom. Obviously I did not do that, and as you can see I suffered the consequence since I got really close to this here spike. But then you want to straighten yourself out pretty fast, because what I would die to a lot is this ledge here. So you're going to go up. Yeah, there I got really close. This isn't a good example of how to do this part. I'm doing everything wrong. Then you get to this part. This saw like juts out a lot, so once you get around here you just want to fall. I would make it like down here and I would survive. So don't be scared of letting go there. You'll make it through. Then here comes the spider part. This part is really fast, and there's a speed change in the middle of it, and that speed change lines up with the speed of your inputs. It doesn't get any more spaced out, so you want to go like, yeah. And I feel the music sync here isn't great. It's there, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's best to trust your gut on this one, and the inputs are evenly spaced all the way through. So if you find a pattern through here, it's pretty fast, but if you find a pattern, you should be able to make it through pretty easily. Then there's the carousel part, very cool. And then you'll see a series of black orbs. So here you want to jump, as this arrow is trying to trick you, you want to jump as late on this platform as possible, but not too late, because there's this pitch black spike here that will get you and has gotten me. So the reason you want to jump late is because these 5 spikes here, you're gonna barely miss them when you jump here, like I did. Not barely, but yeah, you get the point. Hit this black orb. You could hold here, but I found it more consistent to click twice into that black orb, because this black orb here, you just click a single time, and then you fall down, hit that black orb, and this is when you just hole all the way through. So you do that, get to this section here, then this UFO part pretty easy, you wait till the end of the platform, then you jump, should make it through that. This wave part, similar to the first part, but it's, I found it a bit easier. I don't know about you, it just was, I don't know, maybe it's because you're going up this time. And around here, like this area, you'll actually be teleported to the next part, so you don't need to make it all the way through here. Yeah. Here's the skull part. These auto sections are a lot longer when you saw it on the video, please pardon me. But then you get to this ship part. It's 99% skill based, so there's not many tips, just if you're decent at ship, you should be able to make it through these parts. That part is just straight fly. Don't be afraid to dip down a little bit on that portal, because you kind of have to. And then there is the next really long auto part. This ball part, similar to the UFO, it comes at you really fast, and you can't just click right when you see it. So this kind of syncs with the music too, where you have to, like, so what the song does is da da da. So what you want to do is da da click, and then you'll make it through here. You can't do the da da da, which makes a lot more sense because you'll land in this spike. But I don't know. This is Dave's level. I didn't make it. So that orb, you hit it around the middle. Don't hit it too. And then like this input is a lot faster than you think. So I generally just hit the orb, then hit that pretty fast right after that. Then this pink orb, you have to hit that really late because obviously there's a spike. Then this you pretty much click and then click almost right away. Now this dash orb, it's not the hardest part in this ball part, but you will die to it sometimes. So this spike, it's still in the process of falling, and if you hit this orb too early, you'll clip the top of the spike. So what you want to do instead is hit this around the middle, and then you'll make it to that UFO part. Yeah, it obviously doesn't have to be perfect. Like this time I got really close. And then this UFO part, right when you get into it, you just spam. It's not very hard, but it's not that hard, but I think I have died there once, and it was kind of devastating. And now we get on to the boss part. So once you get through here, you want to like start tapping a few times just to get over this axe. It is possible to die to it, but I mean, it's kind of a rarity. So once you get here, you're going to want to start flying a 30-degree angle upwards, just right along the spikes, and dodge that head imprint that he just shot at you. I don't know, this fight doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's cool, I guess. So you keep going up to dodge these, and then you hang out up there for a little bit, and then like right away you're going to want to dip down because this hand is going to try and grab you. This cube here, it doesn't really have a hitbox. I think you can die to it, but just go up. I didn't hit it, but you can clip the top of that if you really need to. And what you want to do here is stay up here, like about maybe 75 to 80% to the top of the screen, because these snake things will come out of the ground. Yep, and you want to dodge them like this. But one thing to keep in mind is their hitbox really goes like out here. So you want to stay in the center of the two snake thingies. So you want to stay pretty high up here, and then you want to dip down to dodge that one that comes out. Then as soon as that's finished, you want to get as low to the ground as you feel comfortable. You don't have to get too low, but I would stay, the closer you get to the ground, the safer it is, and that will help you dodge all those. And then here comes the slow control cube part. This part is very easy, but you have to deal with nerve control, which is a very scary part in any level. So you click there, and then this next part you have to wait a tiny bit. There's a flash there, but I've never really noticed it, so you should be able to get through that just fine. You have to hit that late in order to dodge that spike on top. Then you hit, that's pretty much, you hit that right as you land. And then this black orb, you want to hit it, my policy is to hit it, this is the perfect place to pause. You hit it in the very center, and then you should go up and then dodge these two. I found that once you hit it in the center, I found that a lot more consistent than just hitting it whenever makes sense. Yeah, and now this part, I would recommend trying to hit that a little later than you would normally, because you want to hit that leads you into this pad, and that leads you into this blind jump here. So if you hit that late enough, you should be able to hold all the way through, and then you just immediately jump there and make it over. But sometimes if you hit it too early, you'll jump and hit this spike instead of making it across. So my recommendation is to try and land on that yellow pad as late as possible. Obviously, if you do it and you do not hit it as late as possible and you feel like you're not going to make the jump, you can attempt doing the blind jump. I've had to do it. I think I have to do it in this attempt, I'm not sure. Just keep in mind it is a bit harder, but if you really have to wait, just wait on this platform and then jump here. Yeah, I barely scraped that, oh god. Then you jump over these, just double spikes. This pad, you don't have to worry about it. There's no need to like hit it later or anything because you have to while for this next jump. Most of this stuff is just nerve control, 2 spikes. This a little closer 2 spike, but it's there. Then after you hit this 1x3 portal, it fades to black, and then a triple spike comes pretty close after it. And here the song is, I have to sing the song a lot because this level depends a little bit on music sync. But here the song goes do 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 do. So you want to go do 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 do. It's not very consistent, so just stick with your gut, I guess, and jump when, like, you've done a triple spike before, I'd imagine, right? So just do what you would normally do with a triple spike, but if you find that to be too inconsistent, it might be more consistent to just listen to the music and time it that way. Now after this, the very end of the level is, in my opinion, maybe other than the UFO and shit part at the 30-40%, this might just be the hardest part in the level. So here you jump, hit the green orb. Same with the black orb, you want to hit it in the middle, but you're going a lot faster. It's a green orb, it's different, you're at 89%. So yeah, just the best advice I can give you here is expect to die here, because you will. So if you expect to die here, it won't be as devastating when you inevitably do die here. And after this, in theory, the level should be pretty much over, right? In theory, everything after this is pretty easy. According to my observations in playing the level, it is not. But the gameplay here is not very difficult. So if you're luckier than I am, you should be able to whip through this part with ease, but I was not, so yeah. You kind of have to straighten yourself through here. If you really want to, you can like start holding around here, and that should work, but it's kind of risky. In whatever method you do, you want to hold through here, but then you want to kind of stop holding here. Sometimes, like what I did there, you can make it through and then hold all of the way through. I think that's what DavJT intended you to do. But I have had an unfortunate demise right here. So for your safety, just like let go for a split second and reconfigure yourself once you make it through the portal. Here you just straight fly through here a little bit, and here comes this part. You just buffer these large orbs as you see them, and then you should make it to here. Click into this wave part. I found this part not too bad, but it's a little awkward the way it's set up. So you want to click here. Then this ship part, I unfortunately had the opportunity to die to this structure 3 times at 97%. So the best way to avoid doing that is hold your way through here, and then like hold all the way up to here, and then let go a little bit, and then tap, and then hold into the hold up to here, let go into this portal, and then you should be able to hit this dash orb, and then the level is over, and you are finally free from the craziness that is Crazy 2. Yes, okay. Despite getting a little bit unlucky at the end, I feel like this level was a little fun, and even though I died to 97 3 times, because I did that in the span of less than 20 minutes, that proves that this level gets very consistent. I don't think I mentioned that in the guide part, but this level does get very consistent. And yeah, I feel like it is a lot easier than I thought it would. That's why this guide is coming out like I think it's the week after the previous one. Like in real time, I beat this like only like 3 days after my previous level, which is unheard of for me with Insane Demons. So yeah, in my personal opinion, this is more of a hard demon, maybe like a very high-end one, but yeah, I don't know, that was just my experience with it. Hopefully when you play it, you don't die at 97 3 times, but that's to be expected because of course that part is really hard. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, then be happy with yourself, and yeah, stay tuned for, hopefully after this, Minecraft's Quest for Perfection episode should come out. I know it's been a long time, but there's a lot of footage to go through. So, goodbye.